Hello, guys. Welcome to day 5 of the Summer Manifesting Challenge. I am coming at you from the state of celebration, and I just want to celebrate you and celebrate the work that you've been doing in these last 5 days, the amazing things that you've achieved, and the way that you have grown. And yeah, so thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of this and for honoring yourself, honoring your dreams, and showing up for you, showing up for the life that you would love to live. So, talking about states, I am coming at this on our final video from the topic of states. Now, if you've never heard the word states, don't let it throw you. You know, you can't get wet by the word water. So, just have an open mind towards this. So, I first learned about states from Tony Robbins and then later on from Neville Goddard. And states really is just a way to describe a way of being, like a beingness. And the way Tony described it was, he said that we all live in two homes. So we have like our physical home where we live, but most of us also live in a certain state of being, like a certain state of consciousness. And poverty, for example, I'm going to give like examples of state. Poverty is a state. Not enough is a state. Lack of confidence is a state. Depression is a state. Failure is a state. So all these and then when the more that I learned about this and how then never expands on this teaching is a state is a state already has like a body of beliefs, and so the conversations that are going on, how you see yourself, how the world sees you, um with things that you say, the things that are said back to you in response, the things that you believe all form part of a state. So today, if we're coming from a state of celebration, for example, what are the thoughts that we would think when you're in celebration? Will be like saying like, oh, congratulations. If you were in a state of celebration, what would people say to you? That's probably one of the things that people would say to you. When you're celebrating something, people usually say congratulations, or people usually say, how did you do it? People usually say, I'm so happy for you, I'm so thrilled. Those are some of the things that people would say to you. So I want us to sort of embody this state going forward and live our life from a state of celebration, constant celebration, that is. And that means that when you're in a state of celebration, you're constantly celebrating. There is always something to constantly celebrate. You're not necessarily manifesting one thing at a time, and that's something that is a lot of hard work. But when you live in a state of celebration, the things are happening all by themselves, and you're like riding this wave of good fortune where things are just constantly happening so good for you, and you're constantly just living from this place of celebrating and feeling joyful and feeling happy, and yeah, just going on in life that way, living like you were born under a lucky star, which every single one of you is. Every single one of us was born under a lucky star, and that's it. So what are some of the things that we can do to get into a state? So one of the ways is to imagine. So using the power of your imagination. Our imagination is so powerful, guys, so powerful. And so when you use the power of imagination, think of what would it be like if your dream is already realized. And by think of a scene that would happen if you already had your car, for example. You would feel yourself is sitting in your car with your steering wheel. You'd probably look at the mileage on your car, probably look at get a feel of being inside the car. Maybe if you have passengers in the car, you would hear them complimenting you on how beautiful your car is, what a nice drive, how well it drives, things like that. Maybe you'd touch the bonnet of your car, touch the handle of the car. If you were manifesting a house and you're wanting to be in a new home, you touch the handle of the door, touch the, feel your hands on the key as you open the door. I use that a lot when I'm manifesting homes, and it always works every single time. I use the car visualization when I was manifesting my first car, and I failed my driving test several times, and people are like, maybe you should just get a bike. And I was like, heck no, I'm not getting a bike. I am getting my driving license and I'm getting my car. And I used to just feel the car keys in my hands, just lay down at night and before going to sleep, and I would feel those car keys in my hands, and I would feel my hands on the steering wheel, or I'd feel my hands on the door, and I'd feel people tell me what a cute car it was. And when I finally got it, it was actually a really, really cute car, and people are complimenting me about it all that time. So yeah, state of celebration. What other things can we do to get in the state? So using our visualization to get in the state. But let's also think about, we've talked a lot about inner conversation during this challenge, these 5 days. Let's talk about the things that we would hear. One of the other powerful things that I actually use when I'm manifesting as well is using my inner ear, is hearing people tell me something. So what could people tell you from the state of celebration, knowing that we're celebrating today and all our manifestations have come to pass, and the things that we've been believing for these 5 days have happened, and they happened beyond our wildest imagination? What would we hear? What could be someone that is really close to you? What would they say to you? Would they say, oh my goodness, you did it? Just come up with like a one-liner of things that they would say, and then start hearing that over and over again, living from that state. And you just play that over and over again every day, all day long, whenever you can, in your mind, and just feel that elation in your body as someone says that to you. Or what would you say to someone? What are some of the things you would say from the celebration state? You would would you call your best friend and say, oh my goodness, I did it? Would you say, yeah, yay, it's happened? Would you comment below? Would you write to me and say, yes, it happened? What would you say as a person? And what are the things that would be reflected to you in life? So what would the world show you as you're living from a state of celebration? So my key message at the end of this whole 5-day experience is to just go forward living from this state. Go forward being jubilant and celebrating life and celebrating you. And even if on days when you don't necessarily have something big to celebrate, just celebrate being alive. Just celebrate life. Celebrate the gift of life and the gift of being awakened and knowing who we really are. I just see how magical life becomes, and how things just become so amazing and so grand, and how you don't then have to start fixing things, and things just fall into place because you are coming at them from someone who is already celebrating. And how people show up in your life that are just amazing and celebrating you, and how life gives you things to celebrate. So the more you're celebrating, the more life starts giving you things to celebrate, because the world out there is a mirror of what we are. So my assignment for you today is to come up with one-liner of what someone would say to you from the state of celebration. What would you hear? Who is this someone? Are they your best friend? Are they your spouse? Are they your child? What would they say to you? Is it the lottery office on handing you that check and saying, congratulations, you're the Euro Millions winner, or you won a lottery jackpot, you're the jackpot winner for the week? So what would you hear? And do you want to play that over and over and over again every single day and live from it? So guys, thank you so much for being a part of this 5-day experience. It's been such an honor and such a thrill, and I want to say I am celebrating you. Cheers to the good life.